Wait a second. Whew!
A stir fry?
Yeah, I feel like he was making a stir fry.
No, I thought he was washing dishes. That's why because I watched the end again. I had to.
Oh, you had to. You had to go
I
back.
had to.
To see
And
if were you just as
he has
startled?
the gun in like a plastic bag so it didn't get wet in the sink. Yeah, it's that crazy stupid.
I don't know. We watched this.
I hope
this isn't
listeners
really a
are like,
movie.
I thought this was a Christmas movie. What is it? A gun? I wonder what they
Was
watched.
the gun?
What, did they watch the same Mr. T movie dub that I did? TV dub, I mean? Also, did you probably watched this on YouTube, right?
I did.
All right. Well, listeners, just in case you didn't watch it and you're like, you know what? I'll tune in for the first 2 minutes to figure out the best version to watch. I tried to watch it or started to watch it on YouTube and the sound was so bad. Like it was terrible.
It was a little off, yeah.
When Emmanuel Lewis started talking, it was like, I don't understand a word he's saying. So I went on to anyway, it was a different site.
Not a YouTube.
This is terrible because I don't remember where I went, but it was the same cut. It was just as bad. The sound was terrible, but there were commercials in it.
Oh, lucky!
I had so much fun watching it.
What a beautiful flashback!
There were He-Man commercials.
Oh, of course,
and
there
it was
were.
all, of course, holiday
The
commercials.
action figures. Oh yeah.
So everything was. There was an M&M's commercial. There weren't a whole lot that I remembered. I was a little young in '84 to remember the commercials, but.
Yeah.
Oh, they were so great. I was so glad that I went to, I don't know, put the name in here. Vimeo? Not sure. But I went,
Vimeo.
I went
would be
somewhere
a place,
else to watch it. So if you're going to see the same movie and there was a part that got cut, I think.
Yeah, there was a weird transition for me, at least, after Maureen sings the first song to him.
Good. Okay. All right. It was the same with me. Maureen McGovern sings the song, and then it's an abrupt cut.
Then he's like napping and watching the Rockettes rehearse. Yeah.
Watching the Rockettes walk around slowly. I was like, there's no kicking. Why?
Where's the grand kicks?
They're barely moving. I was like, this is the worst Rockettes.
Well, they were the toy soldiers.
I didn't turn my heat off. I got to turn my heat off.
Oh, I hear it. I hear it rumbling.
You do?
All right.
It sounds like a train's coming in. All right. I might also pee. So, I don't know. Fill time with stories of Gary Coleman.
Oh, my God. Such an idiot. All right. I'll do it.
And
I don't know.
By Gary Coleman, I mean Webster.
Yeah. Emmanuel Lewis. Well, here's something fun that I'll let listeners in on. In my room here, hold on, listeners. In my room where I record, I actually have a newspaper article of Emmanuel Lewis. I'm going to show it on the screen here like you guys can see, but you can't. It says, meet TV star Emmanuel Lewis. For a small boy only 3 feet 3 inches tall, Emmanuel Lewis has a big acting career. This 12-year-old has appeared in over 50 commercials, recorded records, starred in a movie, and now plays Webster on NBC's comedy Webster. He began his acting career at age 9 when a neighbor who was an actor suggested that he see a talent agent. He started doing commercials in the United States and in Japan. And I might mention this again later, but apparently he's a singing sensation in Japan. That's how they know him, as a singer. Anyway, he was also in the Japanese movie Samurai in New York. In the summer of 1982, Emmanuel made his theater debut, in in this country, in the United States, in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Emmanuel is the youngest of 4 children. His mother quit her computer science job to handle his ever-growing career. No slight on words there. Okay. Emmanuel's brothers are Roscoe, Chris, and his sister Kizzy. Emmanuel was born in Brooklyn, New York, where he went to public school till the 6th grade. His hobbies are computers, singing, and dancing, which, he had some sweet moves in this movie, which I'm eager to discuss. Also in this newspaper article on the bottom of this page, there's Nancy Reagan's pumpkin pecan pie recipe. I'll just shout that out in case anybody wants it. 4 slightly beaten eggs, 2 cups, of canned pumpkin, a cup of sugar, a half a cup of dark corn syrup. Oh,
Sorry.
Good thing you're back, because I was just giving Nancy Reagan's pumpkin pecan pie recipe.
What? I do quickly, and my mother. I don't really have any Webster stories.
Okay.
But my mother was once in Vegas waiting for a cab, and she looked over, and next to her was Gary Coleman waiting for a cab.
Oh, okay.
And she must have been looking at him enough where he just kind of looked at her and smiled like, "Yep, I'm
That's
Gary
me."
Coleman."
Yeah.
So that's it. That's as close to sort of star crossing that we get to this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
No Mr. T sightings? Never
No.
Pity the Fool?
No Mr. T sightings. No David Copperfield sightings.
Oh,
What
well,
the-
thank goodness, because
This-
he's quite creepy around little kids.
Oh my
He's got some
God.
weird dialogue with children in this
This
movie.
is terrible. When he's asking that little girl if she has a boyfriend, I was like, this is uncomfortable.
And then she's a little girl, so she's fidgety, but she lifts her dress up. and
She's so
it's
fidgety.
just-
And I was like, this is not a child actress. This is just some girl you found
No.
to do this, because she looks uncomfortable. She's smiling. She's not like relating to him in any way.
No.
She keeps looking at, I guess, the director of this. Oh my God, this movie. This
Well,
is
it's not a movie,
This is
really.
no Magic Christmas. I have
Oh.
to tell you that.
Well, it's not called Magic Christmas. It's a Christmas dream.
I know. But it's the same thing. It's like, oh, you don't have the Christmas spirit, so you're a sack of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what we can do about this. And it's not nearly as entertaining as an old hobo put
Well-
as a Christmas angel.
Well, because it's true. Emmanuel Lewis is not as convincing as a grumpy, disheartened Christmas goer as Mary Steenburgen is. And Mr. T, although I do love, all right, so this is not a Christmas movie. We should make that clear.
Wait,
it is
what?
definitely a Christmas special.
Oh,
It is
okay.
a Christmas special.
I was going to say,
Because-
did we watch the same thing? Jamie, it was about
No.
Christmas. Did you watch a different Webster Mr. T mashup?
Yeah, right. Did you watch the other one?
You're like,
No,
this
this
is
is
about Halloween, right?
That's why he's in that weird Santa costume. No, this is just a lot. It's a very loose story. Not a lot of no actors, unless you count Webster, I guess, as the actor. I mean, Mr. T, is he?
Okay.
He's just Mr. T.
Mr.
He's
T
not really
and
it.
Webster were both on television shows. I would consider them actors. Now, whether Maureen McCormick and David Copperfield
She's-
and the puppeteer, whoever that guy is, are
Wow.
actors, that's debatable. And the characters who play
His parents?
who are given no lines of dialogue.
And even when he runs up to them, he runs in their arms and he's just like, I got to give $1 to Mr. T. And they're like, oh.
It's
And they
amazing.
let him
It's
back
amazing
down.
when Mr. T's like, I could take you home, but there's some other people here who would rather do that. I'm like, your parents have been staying back there through this entire ordeal. Have you not noticed that they were there?
Not at all. Not at all. They were just standing there smiling. Yeah, they let them in either a little too early.
Yes.
Or-
And his mother, I swore she was wearing a wig for the
That's what I thought.
longest
I was like,
time.
what
I was
is
like,
on her
oh, that's a
head?
hat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I agree.
This is the most slapdash. This looks like it was filmed in an afternoon
Oh yeah, on a camcorder.
the
Not
day
even real professional
before it
equipment.
aired. Like it just looks like, who do we have? Who do we have here today? Who can we scrape together and then just insert footage of ice skating?
Oh yeah, I
kill
don't know
some
what that
time?
was. I don't know what that was either. Well, again, Christmas special. So there was some Christmas music. When you first got the intro with the Rockettes and David Copperfield, I was
Oh.
like, "Is this the Macy's Day Parade? What's happening here?" And
When
you're in
you
New
were
York
given the
City.
names at the beginning of this, I was set up for something that this movie was not. I was
No,
like,
no.
David Copperfield, I wonder what he's gonna. Oh, he's just David Copperfield creepily hanging out in a store.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I thought he would play
And
a
then
character.
gone. He doesn't even come
and
back
go-
for the party.
Right when he says, "Hey, I'll see you later at that party," which is totally creepy. First of all, don't say that to a child who just met a man dressed as Santa. I'll see you later at the party.
Wait.
Hey, remember that weird creepo you met? He told me to entertain you for a little bit. I'm gonna do some magic tricks.
Yeah, let's smoke a cigarette. That's my magic trick for kids. It involves cigarettes.
He just bumps the smoke off that guy for a magic trick.
I'm sure Copperfield's got a handful of other tricks he could have used that did not involve a cigarette.
Anything. Make the Statue of Liberty disappear.
Well, the one
do
he does
anything.
do, the one he does do where he just rips up the heart paper and puts it back together, pretty lame.
That's
Copperfield.
garbage.
Pretty lame.
That's garbage. At least, I mean, the cigarette through the quarters, okay, but that should be the one you start with, and then you build to something that's good.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is insane.
Well, so as you said, we start out. So I guess we're talking about the 1984 NBC Christmas special,
Uh-huh.
A Christmas Dream.
Yes. Not a
With
Christmas
a-
wish, as I told
No.
our listeners that we would be doing. Don't look up a Christmas wish. I spent at least 10, 15 minutes trying to find it. And I'm like,
Is it a Hallmark
none
movie?
Of the, yeah, it's a Hallmark movie. It was something
Yeah.
made in the 90s. It was a movie from the 60s. I was like, none of these are right. How did I was really distressed.
You were like, "Where is this? Is it a dream?" And then, sure enough, that's when you stumbled upon
Yeah,
it.
I had to type
Aha.
in Mr. T. Webster Christmas to find this.
And then that's what came out for
Yeah.
you. Well, good. Well, there you a little bit of research. So Mr. T
Yes.
is. Hold on, let's just
You're,
cancel that.
you all right? Let's just
Yeah,
cancel
if
this
things-
warning saying this is not being recorded.
Yeah. All right, that's great. Okay. So Mr. T is a Santa Claus, like a Salvation Army Santa, right? Ringing a bell on a New York City
Yeah.
street corner.
It's looking for money.
Why a
Oh,
Santa
yeah.
with a poorly placed beard?
It's
Because in
not
the
good.
whole first half, this whole scene where he and Emmanuel Lewis are interacting for the 1st time, he has his Santa beard on, and his mouth is fully covered, but and he even is taking like the beard over his mouth, like you can't really understand it when he talks. And I thought too, this is an issue with the YouTube video, but
Right.
no, it's also because they didn't clear a way for his little mouth, Mr. T's mouth, to speak through the beard. It's very weird. It's very strange.
It's insane. And again, like we were talking about, the production values of this are garbage.
Piss poor.
Just awful.
Bad news bears. Yeah.
And yeah, he's talking. You can't understand what he's saying. Webster has a kind of a high pitched voice. It's tough. It's tough to hear him too. I don't know. And he just wanders up to Santa and he asks him if it's a good job.
Yeah.
Is this a good job? And even Mr. T's like, who asked Santa something like that? And then Webster's like, I don't know, someone who doesn't care much for Christmas.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is, again, Webster has no Christmas spirit.
Oh,
And
he's a grumpy old Webster.
Mr. T makes it his personal mission in life to
Yeah.
infuse this child with Christmas spirit. And it's so silly. It is.
It is so silly. And we don't even get like at the end is Mr. T's just a guy, just a Santa guy who's got a lot of connections and friends.
He has so many connections.
But he's not like an angel like in that one
No.
movie that we we're referencing. There's no
Nope.
nothing like that.
But he's friends with Maureen McCormick, the Rockettes,
and then a
David
puppeteer.
Copperfield. He's just a street Santa.
Well, he's a street Santa with connections.
Mayor Ed Koch makes
I do like when
uncomfortable cameo.
Very awkward. Very awkward. All of a sudden, Ed Koch is just there, waves to the kids, waves to Santa, and then just walks off camera.
Just basically gives money to the Salvation Army. Mr. T's like, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And he just looks at the camera, smiles, and walks away so awkwardly.
Very awkward. Very awkward.
Oh, my God.
I do like when was this a Mr. T line? You have a BA, you have a bad attitude.
You have a BA.
Yeah.
You know what that means? BA. That means bad attitude. All right. Okay, Mr. T. All right.
Hey,
fine.
That's
you know what?
Look at you with your Mr. T.
You gotta shoehorn in some what's the name of that show? Now I can't think of the name of that show.
A-Team? The A-Team?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing I loved how Webster was like, I don't have any family. It's just me and my mom,
my parents,
and my dad. I'm like, what? Wait, Mr. T just needs to get him a dictionary and be like, here's the definition of family. Problem solved. Christmas spirit.
You've
restored,
got it right.
done.
You're all good.
You're
but
not
his
an
family
orphan
works
like in
too
Webster.
hard.
What
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah, you might not have Mon Pa Papadopoulos, but at the same time, you've got parents.
I think it's Mam and George Papadopoulos.
Oh, Mam and Jam. Mam and George.
Mam
right.
and
Sorry,
Jam.
Excuse me.
Oh my God, I wish it was Mam and Jam. These are my parents, Mam and Jam. But a lot of this movie is Mr. T making him feel like a sack of shit for complaining because Mr. T.
Well, I like it.
Oh yeah. I woke up, my parents were dead, and I was on welfare. Okay.
I like it when they're on the horse carriage ride, and Mr. T.
I could not figure out if that was being shot in New York or it was rear projection. I had no idea. No idea.
I do love when he lifts him up to talk to the puppet, and when the dummy. It's not right. Is that what they're called? Is it a puppet? If it's not on strings, it's.
Are you saying Emmanuel Lewis is a dummy? What are you saying?
No. Wait.
Who does he lift up?
Sorry, I jumped ahead. So Mr. T lifts Emmanuel Lewis up into the horse and carriage, which is kind of adorable. And then I think it's earlier when he meets the ventriloquist. Or no, yes. He lifts him up to talk to the, again, I don't know, do you refer to it as a dummy? I didn't mean that Emmanuel Lewis was a dummy, nor a puppet. He has his own tiny
I was really
person.
trying to think of the time Mr. T begged up a puppet, and I was like, no, he never did that. She must be talking about Emmanuel Lewis. Anyway, he doesn't have a family. He's got a BA. And Mr. T says, let's go uptown. Let's just go uptown, kid, and we'll meet some of my friends. Also, you can wander around a toy store while I get changed.
Yeah. I got to get changed into my sweatpants because Mr. T spends the whole middle of the movie in sweatpants.
When he's in a nice suit at the end, I was like, I did not see this coming.
No, me neither. And even Emmanuel Lewis was like, I like that suit. And I'm like, well, yeah, thank God he's not wearing the sweats anymore. What the hell? So yeah, he takes
this movie. This Stevie special, and it was really difficult to watch this, not trying to put myself in this time period, going, who would watch this, or who would sit through more than one commercial break? Once you hit like the second commercial break, I can't imagine anybody was like, yeah, I want to see how this turns out.
I remember, I didn't remember seeing it, but then when the movie started and Mr. T was ringing his bell, I was like, oh yeah, I think I did see this. But then after that, I was like, I must have, like you said, I think I shut it off probably after the first Maureen number because she was pretty scared.
Because who knew she was going to sing, 4 songs?
Yeah.
My God. It turns into a musical very quickly.
Yep.
And it's
yep.
just, once they get to the party,
Once
it's
the party
just
starts.
songs. I was
Yep.
like, this is terrible.
And all it is it's a. I mean, listen. I know there's a lot of Christmas songs to choose from, and they took a very Christian base.
I
mean,
Maureen McCormick, I think, sings a Christmas medley at one point where she just goes from one song to another, to another,
Yes.
to another. And at one point I looked around and I went, I don't think Mr. T and Emmanuel Lewis are on set right now. I don't
No,
think they were
she's
there.
just-
And David
she's
Copperfield
just scouting
clearly
for
did
it.
not show up when he was
No.
supposed to.
no, he's like, there's no magic for the party or illusion. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
he's not a magician. He's an illusionist.
Right, yes. He was like, you're going to pay me in advance, right? Yeah, I'll be there on Thursday afternoon. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Yeah. I'll do my tricks with the random girl and the short kid. That
Right.
works.
The short kid. He doesn't know. Why would he bother
He
to
doesn't
find
know,
out?
right? He's not caring.
I do like how he was talking about it. He's like, yeah, my girlfriend broke up with me.
Yeah, what is he getting?
Oh, no.
Why is he telling this little girl this?
It's like, this is getting really weird and,
And
oddly
why-
depressing.
So, as you said, Mr. T drops Emmanuel Lewis off at
Uh-huh.
FAO Schwartz.
I
Well,
guess. Is that
Mr.
where he
T
is?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, in FAO Schwartz or
Mhm.
in a toy store in New York City, you would think that the children are going to see Santa, but instead,
Or
there's
anything interesting.
David Copperfield
But,
giving his illusion tricks to one little
right.
awkward girl.
But even before this, we just watch Emmanuel Lewis wander.
Go
around
walk through the
FAO
store.
Schwarz.
And that's kind of adorable. It's kind of adorable to watch Emmanuel Lewis's sweet face, like looking at that big shiny car and checking out. He's a really cute kid.
I don't want to spoil anything, but if this was 45 minutes of Emmanuel Lewis singing and dancing, I would be all about it.
Oh,
When he
all right.
Dances, I was like,
Oh, those
this is
dance moves
amazing.
or something.
was like,
I was like, are those his real legs? Because the way he moves his legs
it's so
around.
floppy. He looks like
Yeah.
a puppet. Like, it looks like he's tap dancing on carpet in sneakers. It looks so bizarre.
It would have been better. Like, how cool would it have been if those little puppet things were dancing next to him? Like, if the ventriloquist, like, if it was that was like a number where, and then I was waiting. I mean, I guess Mr. T's not a confident singer. That's why he just told us the story of Jesus.
Right, yeah.
But I wanted Mr. T
Me
to maybe
too.
do a little bit of even just tap dance or a little bit of number with Emmanuel. I was a little sad about that.
Mr. T spends most of this movie sitting down.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
he's like, my legs
a
hurt.
lot of this movie.
I
he's
run
just
around in the
sitting.
A-team all the time. I need
Yeah,
rest.
I assume that was in his contract. I'll do it. I have to be sitting 70% of the movie. All right, okay. We'll sit you when he talks to these dummies. We'll sit you at the party. Can you stand and ring a bell for one segment at the beginning of this?
He's like, that I
He
can
was like,
do.
"All right,
Santa
I can do
suit,
that."
cover my face with a beard. It's all. I'll do it. I'll do it.
And if,
Um,
and if there are exterior shots where I'm walking around, I gotta be wearing sweats. All right, okay, T.
It's what I'm comfortable in. It's what I'm comfortable in. I've got my brown suit. I'll wear it to the party. That's fine.
He did look good at the party. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I'd like to see Mr. T in suits more often.
it's a good look for him.
It
It
is
is
a good look,
Yeah. I do like it too when they're all singing. The boys' choir is singing, and it's like Mr. T's conducting the boys' choir.
What is
because
he
he's
doing?
moving.
He's just waving his arms around. Like, I guess I got to do something in this scene. I specifically told Emmanuel Lewis I brought a boys' choir here. I guess I'm in charge of them.
Just gonna help them out a little bit. I do like it. I think I made a note in my notes. I think at one point when Maureen is singing to because that's the thing. So everybody
Mhm.
that Mr. T is introducing Emmanuel Lewis to, he wants them to help him find
Yes.
spirit of Christmas. But it's so poorly done, and it's so like Copperfield gives him this little heart thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, Copperfield does the cigarette joke. The heart thing
Right.
goes to the little girl.
I mean, we're at Copperfield right now, so we can talk about the fact that he's hitting on a small child for a little while.
oh, it's very awkward. Very awkward. And as we said, she is not a child actor. She's like
No.
maybe she's the director's kid, and he was like, I want her to be in the special. Put her up there. And she's just
Fun fact, look this up on IMDb. No director. There's no director listed. And also, you can find this on IMDb as something that was made. If you click on the actors and go through their filmography, this is not listed as a credit on anyone.
Well, wow. Well, again, I guess because it was one of those Christmas specials. but
Right. Yeah.
so poorly done. Like so Copperfield, I guess, is some sort of like this is your first little special entertainment, right? Because if it's a special, you have all these little celebrities
Sure,
and
yes.
talents that come and do their thing. So after Copperfield's terrible magic tricks, he reminds Emmanuel Lewis that the magic he's looking for, because Emmanuel Lewis is like, oh man, I want to do magic tricks
Right.
like that.
Mhm.
And he tells him, I'm an illusionist, and the magic is Christmas. Christmas is the magic you're looking for.
The magic
Um,
is what happens in your heart
There
at
it is.
Christmas.
There
See
it
you at
is.
the party later.
Yeah, I'll be there. If I could get this girl to be my date, this little infant child.
Where am I? I don't know. I guess I'm at FAO Schwartz, surrounded by giant dice for some reason. This is the set they put me on.
Happy to be here. Yeah. Then they take their horse and buggy ride. That is very.
Because even David Copperfield's like, hey, I heard Mike, who is Mr. T in this movie. I heard
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
arranged for you guys to take a handsome cab ride. Oh, I wish I could join you, but I really can't. I'll see you at the party.
I wish he did join them. I wish he did join them and did magic tricks while Emmanuel Lewis was so sad because he's a latchkey kid.
I would,
And that's really
there's
hard for
so
him.
many things he's sad about, but I wish David Copperfield joined them the whole time. He could pull cigarettes out of those dummies' ears and stuff. He could
Yeah,
do all sorts
yeah.
of fun stuff.
Yeah.
He's a latchkey kid, and Mr. T, again, this is the first time it makes him feel like a sack of shit where he's like, oh yeah, your parents working hard so you can afford a house and so you can have food to eat and presents. They sound like terrible people.
Yeah, he's really kind of jerky to him. Like, oh my God, cry me a river. He's playing his little tiny violin for poor little Emmanuel.
Also, at this point, Emmanuel Lewis says that his parents, he's really upset at his parents also because they want him to learn how to ice skate.
Oh, I didn't know he was upset
Yeah,
with them about
Yeah,
it.
he's like, they want me to learn how to ice skate.
Oh, I
and
thought
it's
it was
terrible."
skateboard.
No,
it was
no, because he
skateboard.
talks about all you're going to
And
get
he's gonna
from
fall on
falling
his
down
bum.
is
Yeah.
a because he talks about how cold your butt's going to be when you fall down a lot. And this gives us an excuse to watch an extended ice skating
Yeah.
sequence.
I'm assuming this is a duo. It's a pair, an
I
ice
could
skating
not find out
pair.
who these people were.
I don't know. But they do this whole routine. And we don't ever once, it's just their routine. It's not even like we get to see Emmanuel watching, or we get a little voiceover action where when it first starts, Mr. T is like, don't you think this is hard for them? Don't you think they fell down a couple of times?
Is Mr. T an old Jewish man? Don't you think this is hard for them to do?
Oh,
I mean, it's crazy because it does show, it shows out an actual scene of he and Mr. T watching ice skaters. Not the ice skaters we see,
No.
not the figure skaters, just a bunch of people ice
Like
skating.
at Rockefeller Center, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and then it is a hard cut to these professional skaters where I'm just like, I guess this must have aired on NBC at some point, and they just dumped this footage in here.
No,
to
I think it was
pad
part of the
this thing out.
special.
Wait,
I don't know.
I can't
don't know for
imagine.
sure.
Because if it was for the special, as you said, there'd be something said or some sort of. I don't know.
I don't know. It's very random.
It's lazy
very,
and
and
random
again,
and long.
if we're gonna meet all these people that are supposed to help with this magic of Christmas, why aren't they all at the party? Like as part of the
Right,
song. Why aren't
yes.
these ice skaters like skating around
Yeah.
or coming in or holding each other? Or there is a weird couple that they focus in on during the so did you remember that?
No, what?
Because Mr. T and Emmanuel Lewis are
Oh.
the only black people at this party.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
They even focus on audience members or two other people watching Maureen and the choir boys sing, and it's this white couple. And I don't know if it was the ice skaters.
I don't
Maybe
know
it
who
is.
that is.
I don't know.
I
But
don't remember
Copperfield's not there. I know that.
No, Copperfield's not there at all. There's a lot of kids. When Mr. T
Yeah.
is telling Bible stories and stuff, the kids are just sitting there all cross-legged like this.
Oh my
this is
God.
amazing.
And they're just staring up at him. One of the
They're
kids,
enthralled.
she's a little girl. She looks like Adam
Listen,
Sandler.
if you are watching this man tell you Bible stories, I'm like, I am all in now. I want to watch him tell me stories all day long.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
No, he
Mr.
does.
T.
It's nice. It's nice.
But they watch this ice skating occur, and then they go to Radio City Music Hall. Mr.
I like how
T
when they
has
walk
some
around, they hold
connections.
hands.
Oh,
Mr.
it's
T and
very
Mr.
cute. It is
adorable.
really adorable. So they walk
But yeah.
in. Mr. T seems to know the guy who's in charge of, I don't know, the door?
I don't know. Tickets? I don't know. But if he's a ventriloquist, he's not really. I mean, he is, I guess, works there. But
He's a ventriloquist. His name is Willie Tyler. He's been very sporadic in his, let's say, acting.
okay.
But I guess at the time, let's say he was a well-known ventriloquist or well-known enough where he picked up the phone when NBC called people to be in this.
Okay. And he was on it.
Yeah. And it's an extended dummy routine. The dummy jokes aren't funny.
Mm-mm.
Mister T's wearing sweats and it's great.
That's kind of amazing. Yeah. That part's kind of amazing.
The dummy
does get.
interrogates Emmanuel Lewis. Like asking
He gets
him,
his dad's number. Yeah. Where his dad works.
Who's your daddy and what does he do? Like it's
Yeah,
like
I
he
need
needs
to
his
know.
phone number.
But do you see that Mr. T's
He's-
over there writing it down?
writing it down. And I was like, I hope this is all a con for them to rob his dad later or something.
No, it's not a Cabbage Patch Christmas.
No, it's not as dark as a Cabbage Patch Kids Christmas. Where I believe several kids were still homeless at the end of that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yep. And the one girl with the braces on her legs. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. And they're like, let's just sleep in Central Park in the snow. That's a good idea. All right. Let's stop talking about things I think I actually enjoy when I watch them. Let's talk about this more.
Here we are.
So
How
Go
about
ahead.
that he's got a dummy that's also Mr. T?
and the Mr. T dummy insults Mr. T.
Yeah.
Mr. T then insults the dummy.
Bet he needs a haircut, yeah.
And then the dummy wishes Mr. T a Merry Christmas. And he's like, all right, I guess we're cool. Don't
All
worry
right.
about it. Like,
Then-
it's a weird
then-
arc.
Then for our awkward transition, Mr. T makes a quick phone call to the dressing room of Maureen.
What is this? I love how he's like, oh, yeah. Just go back in the dressing room there, Emmanuel Lewis. I have some stuff to do. Just go. She knows you're coming. You're a friend of mine. Her dressing room, yeah, it's all yours. What?
She's ready. Yep. And now, as every good Christmas special would have, we have our first Christmas song. Now, Emmanuel Lewis claims, because he's a grouchy guy about Christmas, that he doesn't have a favorite Christmas song.
No. She asks him, what's your favorite song?
Mm.
Just song. And he goes, I don't have one.
Such a negative note.
And I like how later she calls him a big fat liar at the party. She's
Yeah,
like,
she does.
I
She
knew
goes,
you
"You
were
lied."
lying. I knew you were
Yeah.
lying, you horrible child. I know you have one. Would you like to do a little song and dance?
That's so cute when he does
It is
that.
adorable.
Oh, it's so
It's
good.
the best part of this.
Yeah. When she starts singing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," you're waiting for him to sing along.
You're waiting for
he
something.
literally gives her a look. This is where I wrote in my notes. So she's creepy, P.S., while she sings. She's got a nice enough voice, but she makes these creepy faces.
She is alternating arms folded and hands on her hips. It is an aggressive way to sing to someone.
Well, and he gives her a look like, this is bullshit. I ain't buying your Merry Little Christmas song. He's just looking at her like, you know, when someone's like telling you what you already know, and you look up at them like, oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the look he's giving her.
Eyebrows
he's just
raised,
like, yes,
slightly nodding his head, eyes rolling back as she's singing. Yeah, it is. It's weird. It is weird.
It's a weird. No, yeah, I agree. Well, what's weirder is, like you said, whether it's an awkward cut that we get, all of a sudden he's falling asleep.
I am glad your version had the same cut, because I was like, damn it. I wonder
what
if
did
the
I
YouTube
miss?
Video had the same. It is a very abrupt cut. It's not like go to commercial and come back. It's just a jarring jump in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's sitting watching the Rockettes rehearse.
Yes.
But then his dream becomes them doing the same thing, doing a very lazy rehearsal, but now dressed as soldiers.
Yeah. Well, that's their toy soldier routine. It's neat.
Is it?
I mean,
is it neat?
If I liked it better than the ice skating.
Oh, what? Okay, all right. You know what? If we're comparing everything to the ice skating, this was much better than the ice skating. It went on just as long.
No, but this was a little better because Emmanuel Lewis's giant face was just sleeping above them. Like it was like a superimposed image of his face, like slumber.
The dancing went on so long. I think they had to remind viewers that Emmanuel Lewis was in this by showing his sleeping face superimposed above them several times.
Just floating above them.
He turns into a soldier as well, and it's his
he's in the show. Yeah. Then he's in the show with them, and he basically blows a cannon at them and knocks them down.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he wakes up from his nap and it's time for the party.
But again, it's not the Rockettes doing anything that is fun and is lively.
No,
they're moving
there's no lively fun.
Slowly. I know they're toy soldiers, but they're moving robotically and in an uninteresting way. Like I said, they're not kicking. They're just sort of rotating in a circle at one point. Even when he shoots them with a cannon, which he loves to murder them, they die and fall over so slowly.
Yeah. There's no, like you said, there's no fun throughout the whole thing. None of these numbers. The last little musical that we get, I want to see Emmanuel. Well, okay,
everything just feels so lazy and uninspired.
Yeah.
Like every part of this just feels like, well, we're going through the motions of, I guess
Christmas special.
Christmas is clearly the most boring of holidays, so let's show it. It's really bizarre. Anyway, but thank God for the commercials. As I said, there was a He-Man commercial. There was one for Crescent Rolls. The inventor. Oh my God. If you watch the, again, Vimeo possibly, there's a commercial where the inventor of the Cuisinart comes on, and it sounds like he had a stroke right before the director said action.
No.
He's slurring his words. He's old. He can't keep eye contact. It is so bizarre. But he's very excited about his Cuisinart.
No.
There's a romantic Wrigley's gum commercial. There's one of those. Remember the talking Mrs. Butterworth? Ads? One of those.
She was classy. Yeah.
There was an ad where kids leave a bottle of Sprite and a bottle of 7-Up out for Santa. Santa drinks the Sprite. The 7-Up still
drinker.
full.
Ah. Who knew?
Yeah, the commercials kind of kept me going through this.
I would say that they would help out a lot. Yeah, because I was like, I can see where they were.
So when we come back to this, we're now at the party where the entire second half of this takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this? Where is this party?
Somewhere in the building. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it's not like Mr. T's lavish Manhattan apartment, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, the man walks around in sweats.
Okay. No, that's it didn't make sense to me, but then I went, I'm not really sure where they are. I don't really know what's
No,
happening.
I
right
think it's
now.
somewhere in the building.
So it's
that
just
they're having,
it's an offshoot of Rockefeller
yeah,
Center. Rockefeller Plaza? Rockefeller
Plaza.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
a lot about New York,
Maybe.
everybody.
Are you wearing a Brooklyn shirt though? I see Brooklyn.
I
shirt.
am. Yes.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
Brooklyn
Did you do that intentionally?
something. No, I did not. No,
Okay.
I was
I
wearing a
never
shirt
know. You're pretty
over
clever
this.
with your shirts.
Okay.
Huh?
I was saying I was wearing something over top of this. I'm not
Oh
doing
yeah, that's
this
right.
on purpose.
You have disrobed. That's right.
Yeah. Well, Emmanuel Lewis does ask Mr. T. He's like, wow, all your friends are here. This is so great. What presents do you give? And Mr. T goes, we give the same presents every year. Friendship.
It's the beautiful presence of
That's it.
friendship.
Yep. He does.
Well, really, Maureen's giving a full performance as her gift to her friends, so that's pretty kind.
He sits down with Emmanuel Lewis, and this is where he gets really, really tough on the Christmas spirit.
Oh, yeah.
He
This is what
talks about how he grew up on welfare, and he wants him to feel, thankful for what he has, because he says, when you wake up in the morning on Christmas and you find your mother and father are still alive, that's a Merry Christmas.
That's a Merry
And
Christmas,
then he
yeah.
goes on the longest rant, and I had to write it down when he goes, Christmas without mom and dad, that's bad. Christmas
Yeah.
without presents, that's bad. Christmas without friendship, that's bad. But Christmas without hope, that's really bad.
So they couldn't give him complicated lines. And when he's saying these to Emmanuel Lewis, it looks like he's reading them off of his
He's
face.
clearly reading them. A guy is standing behind Emmanuel Lewis with cue cards. There is no question in my mind that is what's happening. He's not making direct eye contact. It
No.
is terrible. Then Maureen McCormick. Maureen McCormick?
She's just, oh no,
No.
I don't know her last name. I just wrote Maureen.
Maureen McGovern. She comes
McGovern.
back in.
She's
oh,
rehearsing again. I put that in air quotes. She's rehearsing like she was before in her dressing room. So we get more joys of her singing. And I was like, and this time she does that crazy dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-ba.
she starts scatting for no reason. I was like, all right, I can kind of get into this a little bit.
No, I couldn't. I
Because
couldn't. I was
really
like, stop it, Maureen. Stop it.
it. Christmas. All right. Okay. I'm kind of digging this now.
I guess it was a way to liven things up as you.
This
what
is
about when she
right-
tosses the tinsel when she's singing and she does it?
Puts it on Mr. T's head. It's like, this is crazy. You don't just put a pile of tinsel on Mr.
And he
T's
takes
head.
it off.
Yeah,
When
he
she's
does.
talking to Emmanuel Lewis about his favorite song or whatever, calling him a liar, Mr. T's just like, get this shit off of me.
She's very polite. She removes it from Emmanuel Lewis's head, not from Mr. T.
No,
She
no.
leaves it on there. Oh, it's amazing.
But here we get, this is the big treat, I feel, of the special, is when Emmanuel Lewis sings Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh, man.
And the dummy watches him from the side.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the dummy guy
Yeah.
showed up.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
the
he's
only
back
cast
there.
member to show up other than Maureen McGovern.
Maureen. And as you said, he's got great moves, some sassy dance moves.
Again, like you said, it sounds like we're making fun of him. But he
Oh.
really does. His legs are flopping around as though they are not
Yeah.
attached to his body.
No, he's got some sweet. Now I guess I knew this, but I was reminded of it when I read it on the intranet.
Yes.
He was good friends with Michael Jackson.
Okay.
So I wonder.
Oh,
if,
you think? Do you think?
Well, I'm not
Michael
getting into
was on
conspiracy
set
controversy. No.
As a
But
consultant, and he's like,
I
no,
wonder-
no. You gotta flop your left leg around more wildly.
No, I'm thinking that they, as friends.
Sure.
It was like, if I was Michael Jackson's friend, I would.
He gave him some tips. He
Yeah.
he taught him some sweet moves to do on this stupid TV special.
Yeah.
And
So
it's funny, that does make a little more sense, because I was like, he's moving, like, he moves pretty well. It's not as awkward as it would be if Mr. T was up there singing, because he's really like into it and shaking, and his hips are swaying.
Now I will say, especially after hearing Maureen sing, it's not that he's got a good voice at all.
No, because later on everybody sings, the whole cast sings, and when they have to hit the high notes, you hear his voice drop out.
Yeah, as it should, because it's just
as it should.
It's just fun to watch him. And again, like, it would have been fun if he did a little number there with Mr. T. Would have added a little more to this special.
It would have been something. It would have been anything. It would have been the two leads of this movie doing something.
Right.
But instead, through all of this, Mr. T is sitting on like a gold throne or something. I don't even know what he's sitting on. He doesn't move. He's not singing along. He's barely looking at anyone that's doing anything.
Well, he's thinking about getting into the suit now, because that's what happens next.
I thought he just showed up in that. Wait, he was in sweats until like a hard cut when Emmanuel Lewis is dancing?
Yeah, because she was just rehearsing.
I had no idea. Okay. All right. I had no idea.
Yeah. Then he comes back with the suit and the choir. And now we're ready for the real party to start. And that's when he tells the story of Jesus, basically.
Mr. T starts talking about Jesus.
Yeah.
And then conducting a boys' choir.
Yeah. And at first, Emmanuel Lewis looks a little smug listening to the boys' choir and the story of Jesus. Like, yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah. He's like,
I don't know if these choir boys saw me just sing, but I think I got a rug over there. I think they do a little, then Maureen sings a little Oh Holy Night. They do a little Silent Night.
It's a lot of church songs and church sermons, which makes me wonder, like, how many parents were saying they're watching this going, well, we don't need to go to church on Christmas Eve. This is good enough. We just heard it from Mr. T.
Mr. T himself.
How is any church service going to beat this?
Just play this for your children on Christmas morning.
And through all of this, in the back, we see a couple walk down the steps and wander in. And I was like, oh, it's Webster's parents. But they stood there for so long.
And they just let him stand there.
I was like,
no. Yeah, that's what I was like. Maybe they stand there awkwardly long because Webster doesn't notice. And nobody says anything until Emmanuel Lewis says, ask Mr. T for a ride home.
How about Mr. T's biggest, like, the whole point of this story, this baby Jesus story, when he's like,
oh, the smile.
Did baby Jesus smile? We don't know. In all the things I've read, in all the texts,
then he goes on like he does.
All the theologians and all the scholars, did he smile? Nobody's talked about it. I'm not sure. But help people and be nice. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. But you could make people smile, and that makes baby Jesus smile. There you go. Right. And I'm like, infants don't always smile unless they're farting. Are you implying that baby Jesus has a bad case of gas?
Don't know. I don't know. It goes on for a whole thing. He's like, and baby Jesus didn't know what those presents were. But I'll tell you what they were. They were frankincense. Like, what is happening right now? What am I watching, Mr. T?
He tells a tale. He tells a beautiful Jesus tale. The tale of Jesus is what he tells it. With a beautiful choir singing behind him.
Yes. Yeah. But he has Emmanuel Lewis at the beginning of this. We didn't mention it. He bet him $1 that he would never have the Christmas spirit. As you had said earlier, he goes off with his parents who do not speak. They are not paying these people to say a goddamn word.
No, I don't know. Do you think they're his real parents? No, I don't think so.
I have no idea. They're not,
because the man starts kissing his cheek all like, I love this baby. I love this.
The man's kissing his cheek. The woman's wearing the craziest hat I've ever seen in a TV special. And then we got to outside. Suddenly it's snowing. He's outside with his parents. There's like a weird spotlight on them. It's terrible looking. And that is how this movie ends.
That's our Christmas
Mercifully,
special.
I was like, oh, thank God it's over. When I paused this, when those ice skaters were out, I could not believe only 12 minutes have gone by.
You were like, no.
I was
Yeah.
like, I know it's only 45 minutes, but this is terrible.
There was I had so much hope for it when we were doing a Mr. T Emmanuel Lewis movie. Even that I had heard that there were some musical numbers
Yeah,
in it, and I was
sure.
like, oh, this is going to be a 45-minute little fun.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I
it's
mean,
not
when
good.
you say it's Emmanuel Lewis and Mr. T, if that's all you give somebody, that sounds amazing.
I was on it. I
Yes.
was on. This was not.
No.
This was
No, if he didn't dance, I'd be so much more angry than I am.
Yeah,
right
me
now.
too. I agree. I'm with you on
And I'm
that.
glad he danced. I'm glad David Copperfield didn't show up. Which watching this,
I'm kind of glad. Yeah, he didn't
I
come to the party.
didn't notice. When I was watching this, I totally forgot he was even in this movie. It wasn't until we sat down and you were like, yeah, and then he doesn't come back. I didn't even realize it. I didn't care. I was like, just go away. Stop doing these terrible tricks. You're done. Go. But
Go.
anyway, patrons, thank you for listening.
Hey, happy holiday. I
Happy-
mean, here's your Christmas special.
Here's your Christmas dream wish.
Yeah, dream.
I don't
It's a
know.
dream.
Okay. Where's your
Maybe the
Christmas
whole
dream?
thing was a dream. And see, there's no good story that they put behind it either.
No, you don't have Christmas spirit. Oh, you also don't have a family, but you totally have a family.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Oh, your parents work, and
I
you're a
have to
latchkey
tell you-
kid that just, I guess, wanders around New York City.
But yeah, that's it. When Mr. T first says, because he's you don't know that he's got such high connections, like the Rockettes of whatever, and he's he's just this Salvation Army Santa. So when he first says,
Well, he possibly
some-
knows the mayor. Not sure.
well, yeah, it's got a good relationship with the mayor, with Ed Koch. But I thought when he says, I got some friends, I was like, I thought he was going to bring them to like some like, I don't know, like a little local party, like a neighborhood party.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be more like that.
Yeah.
You know? And these were going to be his like group of friends. Not that his friend was some ice skaters.
Right, not that my
and
friends are David
the
Copperfield
Rockettes,
and all
yes.
of the Rockettes.
Right, right.
Anyway, so I guess the thing we've learned is that both Webster and the A-Team were clearly on NBC. I didn't know that before this, but I guess that was the network that those shows were on.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody, thank you for continuing to Patreon us.
That's right.
Giving us your hard-earned money for these bonus episodes. And remember, we have another one before the month is out.
Yeah.
You guys will listen to us talk about A Garfield Christmas.
That's going to be a special one, I feel.
And you're listening to this. We're just about to start Billy December.
Oh.
Everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for continuing to support us. And we will talk to you soon with a Billy December movie. And then again, just us, just this small group of friends for a Garfield Christmas.
That's coming your way. Thanks again, patrons.
Well, sometimes people say things when they feel bad that they don't really mean.
I don't understand.
Well, a little while ago, you told me you didn't have a favorite Christmas song. I think that was just because you were feeling bad, huh? I mean, you really do have one, don't you?
Well,
Come on, what is it?
Santa Claus is coming to town. I sang it in my school play.
Oh, were you good?
I was okay.
Hey, I bet you was more than okay.
Well, why don't you do it for us?
I'm not a singer.
Billy, I'm a singer all year round. But at Christmas time, everybody's a singer. And at Christmas time, everybody sounds great and sings on key. Come on, how about it?
Well,
Oh, come on, maestro! Hey!
you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when town.